Hello friends, welcome to my channel CMS Biology. In this video session, we will learn about the biodiversity and its conservation. What are the importance, what are the uses of biodiversity, what are the threats to biodiversity, and what is the extinction, what are the different causes of the extinction of a particular species. Okay, so let's start this video session. In this presentation, we will learn in detail about the biodiversity. So let's start it. So what is biodiversity? It refers to the sum total of diversity that exist at all levels, means genes, species and ecosystem levels. At all levels, it is the sum total of the diversity. So the term biodiversity was popularized by Edward Wilson. The name of this ecologist is very important. Edward Wilson, he popularized the term biodiversity. Edward Wilson. Biodiversity, it is the short for biological diversity. It refers to all the population, species and communities in a defined area, in a specific area. All the species or community or population living together makes the biodiversity of that defined area, of that particular area. So what are the uses? First, we will learn about the ecosystem services, how this biodiversity helps in maintaining the ecosystem. What is its role to maintain the ecosystem? What is its service towards the ecosystem? So let's talk about it. Maintenance of gaseous composition of atmosphere. It maintains the gaseous composition, like it maintains the purity of our atmosphere, the constituents of the atmosphere, okay, the oxygen content of the atmosphere. It balances the atmosphere in a single sentence. It maintains the atmosphere. Second one, the climate control by forest and oceanic system. So biodiversity also includes the forest and oceanic system, and these two have a very important role in the climate control, in the amount of rainfall, in the temperature of the atmosphere. Everything is controlled by the biodiversity. Third one, natural pest control. So in different agricultural field, we see different types of pests who harm our crop or any plant, that is controlled artificially by the use of different artificial pesticide, insecticides, etc. So from biodiversity we get the natural pest controls. So the pests are eaten by birds, and birds are a part of the biodiversity. So birds can eat the pests who harm our agriculture or any plant. So that in this way the biodiversity can be treated as the natural pest control. Next, pollination of plants by insects and birds. Yes, it is also very important. Without pollination, a specific plant cannot reproduce and they cannot grow themselves in different areas on the earth's surface, in different geographical land, so that all the angiospermic plants, particularly the flowering plants, need the help of the insects and birds, because these are the most important biotic pollinator or pollinating agents. So that is how biodiversity or the presence of insects and birds helps in the process of pollination of plants. Next, formation and protection of soil. So the soil is formed and protected by the biodiversity. It is formed with different agents like the temperature, the atmospheric condition, the wind. They help in the formation of the soil. But due to organic deposition, means the deposition from dead and decaying biotic agents, dead and decaying plants and animals' body makes the soil more fertile, add humus to it, making it very good for the plants to grow. So that is how the formation of soil is dependent on biodiversity, and its protection also depends on the plants who are the agents of the biodiversity. Conservation and purification of water and nutrient cycle. It maintains the different nutrient cycles, different plants and animals. They conserve water. Here the plants are more important, and it also helps in purification of water. Different microorganisms also play important role in the purification of water. Next, forest, grassland, wetlands, mangroves, and desert ecosystem. They provide habitat to innumerable plants, animals, and microbes. Many different types of plants, animals, and microbes found in different habitat like the forest, grassland, wetland, mangrove, desert, and they provide specific habitat to the plants, animals, and microbes. Next, the second different uses. Under second point, prevention and mitigation of natural disaster. Here, mitigation means control, minimize the loss. Okay, minimize the loss by the natural disaster. So, what are the points? Forest and grassland protects landscape against erosion. Yes, they prevent the soil erosion by the root bound to the soil and do not allow it to flow out by different agents like the wind or the rainwater. Okay, nutrient loss and landslides through winding action of roots. Yes, winding action of roots also prevent landslide because the root capture the soil tightly. Ecosystem reduce the damage caused by floods by absorbing excess water. So yes, plants in the ecosystem, they absorb excess water during flood, and the mitigation of natural disaster or mitigation of flood occurs, and the loss due to flood is minimized. Third one is food security and drugs. So what are the importance of biodiversity in food security and drugs? Let's see. So biodiversity provides majority of food stuff like the fruits, nuts, mushrooms, honey, spices, and many more. So from the forest, from biodiversity, we are getting different food substances like the fruits, nuts, etc. So when the agriculture fails at that time, during crucial time when we need food anyhow for our survival, at that time biodiversity provides us this food. And what about drugs? Yes, biodiversity is also a rich source of substances with therapeutic properties. Therapeutic properties means medicinal value. They have a rich medicinal value, and biodiversity always a very important part of the drug industry. Now also in this time of chemical drugs, we depend on plants or biodiversity for the manufacture of most of the medicines. Yes, at one time, nearly all medicines were derived from biological resources. Even today, about 70% of modern medicines are derived from natural resources. So, anyhow, we depend on this biodiversity for the treatment of various diseases. Aesthetic and cultural benefits, yes. Ecotourism. So, due to biodiversity, availability of biodiversity, different tourist comes. So, it is a point of attraction of tourists. They visit a specific area, conserved area, national park, maybe biosphere reserve, zoological parks, whatever. They visit, and due to this, tourism is developed. Bird watching. Like in case of Chilka Lake in Odisha, we know that it is a very good attraction point for the migratory birds. Birds around the world migrate to Chilka Lake during winter. So bird watching. Wildlife, yes, wildlife protection area, protected area are visited. So wildlife, we get wildlife from the conservation of biodiversity only. Pet keeping, we cannot have pets in our home if biodiversity is not there. Gardening, in our garden different types of varieties of plants are there, so it is also an important part of the biodiversity. So religious benefits, religious beliefs, we believe that we used to worship different types of wild animals like the snake and the bull, okay, and they are also a matter of national pride, like the national flower, national animal, national bird, okay. They are the pride, they are the sign of a country. So this is the aesthetic and cultural benefits. So now let's discuss about what are the threats to biodiversity. Okay, so what are the points under this? Number one, it is the habitat loss and fragmentation. Due to loss of habitat or the loss of the living or dwelling place of an organism, the biodiversity may destroy. And fragmentation means in a particular area a vast land was there, where there is a vast land of forest where different types of plants and animals are there, but due to construction of an industry or a road, it is divided into two parts or four different parts. So due to the fragmentation or division of the huge land mass, having a great amount of diversified life form was fragmented into small segments or fragments due to human interference only. So this can lead to destruction of biodiversity. So habitat loss and fragmentation, the most important first threat to biodiversity. Next one, invasive species. Invasive species means in a particular land, when a new type of or one or two new type of species comes and start living, due to their migration here in the original land, the actual number of species surviving or the land which is home to some species, their growth, their reproduction, their existence may be hampered by the foreign species. So this may cause also loss in some species living in that particular area. So it also causes threat to a particular species, and it may cause the extinction of some species. Next one is the overexploitation. What we mean by overexploitation? It is overuse. A limited amount of food resources are there. If it is consumed by the species living in that area in a single day, then what will happen on the next day? They will fight for small amount of food, and finally it may cause death of some organism. So overexploitation means overuse. When there are rabbits and deers in a forest and they consume all the grasses and leaves, then it may cause death of them due to scarcity of food, which is example of overexploitation. Disturbance and pollution. Due to disturbance, this disturbance means any type of disturbance caused mostly by human interference, okay. And pollution is also mostly caused by human beings in different industries, motor vehicles and factories. So this may also lead to destruction of the enriched biodiversity. Last one, co-extinction. Co-extinction means due to the extinction of a single type of species or single type of organism, the other species will also extinct. When this organism will extinct, the other one will also extinct who depends on this one. So the extinction of a single species may cause the extinction of many species, which is called co-extinction, extinction of species, many species together. Okay, so these are the different points under threats to biodiversity. Let's move on. Extinction of species. Extinction is a natural process. Yes, we know it is very natural. It occurs automatically. Okay, slowly, gradually. Extinction means the complete disappearance of a species from earth. is an important part of the evolution of life on Earth. How? Because extinction of one species will lead to regeneration of a new species, or it is a cause of evolution. It has important role in the evolution of different organism. Because why an organism get extinct? Because due to unfavorable condition, and the organism who make their adjustment or adapted to the changed environment, they will change physiologically, externally, internally, and this change is known as evolution, which occurs very slowly. Next, the current diversity of species is a product of the process of extinction and speciation throughout the previous 3.8 billion years of history of life. So life originated about 3.8 billion years ago, and till that date it is found that due to extinction of a species, extinction of a specific species, new type of or diversified type of organisms are found. Okay, what are the types of extinction process? Natural extinction means, first one, natural extinction, which means with the change in environmental condition, some species disappear and others which are more adapted replace them. So which the organisms which are more adapted to the changed environmental condition are the one who survives. The one who cannot adjust themselves to the changed environment will extinct. So this is the natural extinction. Mass extinction. In several periods of on Earth, when a large number of species become extinct because of catastrophes, this is called as mass extinction. Many species extinct together. Third one, anthropogenic extinction. This man-made extinction represents a very severe depletion of biodiversity. As I have told you that human being is the only species on Earth because of whom maximum loss of biodiversity is going on, maximum extinction of organism is taking place. Susceptibility to extinction. Who is more susceptible to extinction? Who has more chance of extinction? Now let's discuss. So it is not same for all the organisms or all the species. Susceptibility is not constant to everyone. It depends on specific points. We will discuss them. Okay, some species are more susceptible to extinction than others. Some are more risky, some have more chance of extinction than the others. Those who cannot adjust with the changing environment or the condition in the environment or any external condition, they will extinct first, and those who can adapt with the changing environmental condition, they will survive. What are the characteristics of species that make it susceptibility to extinction, that makes it susceptible to extinction? The chance of extinction will be more in the species who have the following characters. Number one, large body size. When the body size is large, due to scarcity of food, it may die. Small population size. When the population size is very small, if for any cause that specific area where this particular species is found is environmentally or any disaster comes in that area, they will extinct, and due to its small population size or small number of availability of individuals of that particular species, the chance of extinction is more. Low reproductive rate. When the reproduction is less, so the chance of making new individuals will be slow and the chance of extinction will be more. Feeding at higher trophic level means in the food chain, we know different trophic levels are there. Autotrophs, then primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer, quaternary consumer, top consumers likewise. So the organism who are on the top consumers or secondary consumer, the chance of their extinction is more because less energy will reach up to that level, and the food for them is limited. Next, fixed migratory route. If some species have a fixed migratory route, they will move from here to there and there to here, then their chance of extinction will be more, because they live in a particular area and they are adapted to that particular area. In case of any change, they will extinct. The last one, narrow range of distribution. If they are not distributed worldwide, then the chance of their extinction is more. So this is all about the susceptibility to extinction. Why different organisms, who are the different organisms, what are the characters of the organism that are susceptible to extinction, that have more chance of extinction. So this is all about biodiversity conservation in this session. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button and please subscribe to this channel CM's Biology and hit the bell icon so that you will get each and every video at fast, and you will get the notification as soon as I upload it. Thank you very much.